I've been matchmaking all my life. I introduced my best friend and his wife. I introduced my program director, Kevin Drosch, to Inhala. And now I'm going to match you with Inhala. Yes, you two should sleep together. Skip the sleep center. Avoid the CPAP machine. Get in bed with Inhala. It's a custom-fit oral appliance. There's no bulky hoses or uncomfortable mask. Inhala works with your private medical insurance and makes the process seamless. I talked to the people at Inhala.com, and they're going to help you just like they helped out Kevin and his fiancée. She'll finally be able to sleep through the night while Kevin is using Inhala. Follow Kevin's sleep journey right here on 77 WABC. Now is the time for a treatment that is right for you. Visit Inhala.com or call 844-INHALA-1. That's 844-INHALA-1. So like my program director, Kevin, skip the sleep center, avoid the CPAP machine, get in bed with Inhala. Inhala.com, INHALA.com.
It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
With us right now is Governor Pataki, 12 years the governor of the state of New York, and we had a great 12 years.
We did.
The best.
Well, thank you, John. And I've been listening to the show. You don't have to flee from New York. You know, I mean, we got our problems, but I don't think we're going to get blown to smithereens in the next 33 days.
Governor, this is Rudy. I already reserved my 2 seats with Kat.
Well, Switzerland is building new fallout shelters.
Yeah, I saw that.
And Trump said he's not going to Bedminster.
I'll tell you, the world is not the safest place, but I am very optimistic. I think we've had a horrible 4 years.
Yes.
And I think we're going to see, you know, what I've been saying is this isn't going to be incremental change. This is going to be dramatic change right from the beginning. It's what we need, it's what our country needs, and it's what the world needs. And I think it's what Trump's going to bring.
You know, Governor Pataki, what do you make of the fact that there are some New York State lawmakers who are trying to push to make New York a sanctuary state? I mean, it's incredible. It's like, didn't they see the last election and the results?
You know, I don't think they care about the results. They are such ideologues. And I was going to say idiots, but ideologues is probably the better description. They just believe in dramatically trying to undo this country and our state. They were rejected overwhelmingly in November, but they're still trying in New York. And that's just sad, and it sends exactly the wrong message to those of us who love this state and are still fighting to try to make it better.
So, Governor, this is Steve Moore. Great to talk to you, by the way. I don't know if you heard the news. It just broke that Donald Trump is saying that he would veto this massive spending bill that is coming through Congress with all sorts of pork barrels projects on it. You used to veto a lot of bills when you were governor. What do you think about this?
Well, Steve, I vetoed a lot of bills. Absolutely.
I know you did.
I think
you did.
I think President Trump is absolutely right that this is an abomination. The problem is, until January 20th, we have a Democratic Senate under Chuck Schumer. We have a Democratic president. And I want to see the Trump administration hit the ground running, not having to deal with the aftermath of, well, they're going to have to with all of Biden's mess that he leaves behind, but have as clear a shot going forward as possible. But Steve, I just want to say something. I get the, Committee for Prosperity
you get our hotline
newsletter. I'll tell you, I'm going to promote here.
I'm delighted.
I've gotten a lot of newsletters, most of which are useless. They tell you stuff you already know, or they go around in circles. Steve, your newsletter, Committee for Prosperity, or whatever it's called, every day has absolutely brilliant.
Can I quote you, Governor? That's the nicest thing anybody said, and we'll put that in our newsletter. I mean, that's fantastic. Well, you know, the two best accolades I've ever received are yours and Newt Gingrich. So those are two pretty cool people. So
I think it's going to be on the headline tomorrow, right, Steve?
It will be. Thank you so much, Governor.
You know,
Rita, John, I'm telling you, you should get this newsletter.
I do. We get it every day
at 9:30 every morning.
Yeah, it's like required reading. No question. You know, Governor, I want to ask you about Luigi Mangione too, this case. Did you hear about this? This is the case of course, the guy with the United Healthcare CEO. They've added terrorism charges, to it, because he terrorized people. And it also, steps up the issue against him. What do you think of that?
I think they should do everything possible to convict this person of the most serious crimes possible. This was a premeditated assassination, not just aimed at that one tragic individual, but aimed at our society and aimed at the leaders of the private sector. And I think it's a despicable criminal act, and whether it's terrorism or first-degree murder or both, he should not see the light of day.
Yeah, I agree. Rudy Washington, what do you think of that? It's interesting because New York has a case where you can add the terrorism charge to it.
Well, in fact, the governor's right. He terrorized the whole health industry. I would have gotten more bodyguards if I was the CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield or somewhere. I mean, so yes, he did terrorize a specific industry, and he wasn't even a member. You know, he wasn't getting service, nor his mother or anybody else. So that says everybody was free game. I mean, so that is terrorism.
And, you know, did you see this, you guys, too? That 40% of young people in New York were saying that the killing was justified. What is wrong with the young people of America today?
I can't believe it.
Isn't that incredible, Governor Pataki?
It's just awful, but I really think it's a reflection not just on the politics, but on our higher education system. That good, intelligent young people go to college and they are taught that this is a horrible country with a horrible past and an evil present. And they're taught that, and too many of them believe it. And I think one of the most dramatic reforms we need, if we're going to straighten out this country, is in higher education, which has gone from being an asset to a destructive element of our society, I fear.
Yeah, absolutely. Rudy.
Yeah, you beat me to it, Governor. Because, look at what happened this past spring, and the White House was silent. The Attorney General, why didn't he go after some of these people for hate crimes, hate speech? Nothing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Quiet, zip. I mean, I don't know what's the matter with us right now as a country. That's a discussion for another day, what's happening to our young people.
Yeah, I don't think it's the country. I think we have institutions that just have been taken over by leftist ideologues who are doing their best to brainwash our young people, and we've got to stop that.
I think President Trump is going to put his foot down on that too, Governor.
Absolutely. I think he should, and I think he will. That's there's a lot of bad news these days, but the good news is that things are going to change on January 20th, and I really... in all sincerity, I'm very optimistic, whether it's what the private sector will do with the regulatory burden unburdened, what the government can do when it's scaled back by a third so you don't have bureaucrats tripping over each other in the process of preventing jobs, and in education, too. I think Trump is going to be aggressive in trying to make sure it reflects American values and not the far left.
No sanctuary cities, no brainwashing our college students. And you know what it is with these students, with these professors and this influence on our universities? The kids, they just want to be cool. They want to belong with the rest of them. They don't want to be outsiders, and they're scared to give their true feelings.
Well, and they need to be also have good role models in the school. The teachers need to be espousing good values.
Governor, I'm also really turned off at times with the Republican Party because all this overreach, they never litigate. I mean, there's no such thing as a sanctuary state or city. The federal government has that jurisdiction over immigration, period.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, but I don't think it's the Republicans. I think it's places like San Francisco and New York City and now New York State. And, this is just, they're unaware that we had a civil war over this, where certain states or sections of the country can't just say the law doesn't apply here. It applies everywhere, or we don't have a country under the rule of law. So one of the things I think Trump should go after is defunding sanctuary cities. They're violating the federal law. They shouldn't get any federal aid.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. Let's bring our country under control.
Law and order.
Well, Governor Pataki, thank you for your input. Thank you for your great 12 years. You should have ran last time again. Thank you so much, and I'll keep reminding you.
Yeah. Thank you, Governor.
And we'll catch up again real soon.
Thank you. And John, Rita, thank you for WABC. You guys are the best. And if I'm not talking to you in the next week, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. God bless America.
God
You
bless
too.
America.
We love you. Thank you, Gov.
Eden Memorial Chapels understands Jewish funerals can take many forms. Some are Orthodox, while others are more conservative or of a Reformed nature. There's no one better. With services close to all New York and New Jersey cemeteries, Eden Memorial Chapels offer fair and balanced pricing and can provide easy transfer of you and your loved ones to Israel. While you're grieving, they're here to take care of all the details so that you deal with less bureaucracy and have more peace of mind. Go to EdenMemorial.com. That's EdenMemorial.com.
Roger Stone here with an urgent warning. While we celebrate Trump's historic win, inflation continues to drain your IRA and 401k. And China is now targeting your money with a kill shot on the U.S. dollar. That's why thousands of Americans are shielding their savings with gold and contacting the experts at Colonial Metals Group. Gold has protected American wealth through every financial war. For a free 2024 gold guide that explains everything, go to freegoldguide.com/stone or call 800-747-6589. So go to freegoldguide.com/stone or call 800-747-6589. That's 800-747-6589 for a free 2024 gold guide to learn how you can protect your life's work, and if you qualify for a free home safe and up to $7,500 in free silver right now. That's freegoldguide.com/stone.